Hello and welcome to a bonus JavaScript video on loops. As we're already familiar with loops, I have made another video to just show you some more things. So as we see right here, I have a div and I have a variable in JavaScript which has the keyword number which equals 1. And in my do loop, I have my console log number and do while, so this is what we're getting as the result, as you can see right here. And I have number plus plus, which means that a 1 will be added to my starting value for number. And then I have my while, which has the argument that says number should be either smaller or equal to 5. Now if we save and refresh, we see the result right here. I have 5 do whiles, and let's say this number got to a 5 as the cycle just keeps going on and on. My code wouldn't work. If I were to put, let's say, a 10 right here, what we're gonna see is that we're going to get only 1. So the reason behind this is that our website starts reading from the top and it gets to this code inside of do right here. So it adds a 1 to our number and we get 1 do while in our console. So it hasn't read this yet, hence why we get 1. This would be the same thing as writing false right here, and if we were to write true, this would mean that we would get infinite amounts of do whiles. Let's continue and let's look at this example right here. I have a variable which has the keyword student, and inside is an object which has name, age, level, and its values. And then I have my for loop with the variable item in student. So basically the values inside of student, and I made a alert. When we save this and refresh, we're going to get Simon 25 and senior JS developer. So through this loop, what we're doing is we're getting each of the values inside of this object one by one through an alert. Instead of writing alert, we can write result.innerHTML plus equals value, so the value of my object, plus I plus a colon, just so it looks nice. And we've got our student item, and I've added a BR tag just to make it look nice. And every time it will be added a 1, so it will be named as value 1, value 2, and value 3. Let's save this and refresh. Save, refresh as you do. And what I'm going to do for my I, I'm just going to write a variable I which will equal 1. So we're going to add a variable I which will equal 1. And now if I save this, I'm going to get value 1 Simon, value 2 25, and value 3 senior JS developer. By the way, item, so our variable item can be anything, so I can type in loop or even lop, it doesn't really matter. Just like this, it will work perfectly fine, it doesn't matter. Now let's go ahead and look at this example. What I've done right here is I made a code which says that my code should be looped 10,000 times. And if I save this, if I save here, and if I refresh right here, I'm only going to get the number 1. So let me explain this to you. This code is basically being stopped by the if statement. As we see in its argument, it says if I is equals 1, break. So this is what break does. It basically just gives it a break. If I put it to 5 and if I save refresh, we're going to see that we'll only get numbers up to 5. And if I put it to a 10,000, I will get all of the looped numbers. If we were to write break without the if statement, we'll only get it once. Now in this example, what we see is our code, and first of all we have a variable number which starts with 0. At the beginning it gets added by 1, and in my console log it also will show the 2% of the number, which isn't actually percent. It is the remainder operator, if you remember from one of our old lessons. And if the number remainder operator doesn't equal 0, then continue. Now if I save, we see that we have two numbers. So one is my original number, and the second one is the remainder operator, which is 2, and so for 1 it is 1. The remainder is 1. Now, so if this argument is actually true, JavaScript will place basically the true right here, and my continue will work. So if I was to cut this out of here, paste it next to my even numbers, let's get rid of this right here and just leave it as number, and save, refresh, and we bring it inside of our while. Now let's save this, let's refresh, we'll get all of the even numbers in my console. And so yeah, that was all that I had prepared for this bonus part. Thank you for watching.